Greetings, wonderful viewers and audience wherever you are in these four corners of that is the globe. Welcome to Atlantic TV, the home of TV revolution. As always, we are located in the little smiling coast of West Africa, the motherland Gambia, and our studios at Combo South West Coast region, Farato. Welcome to another episode or another edition of your program called Exclusive Interview. That comes here time and time, as you know. And in exclusive interview, like I said, we always bring people of all walks of life, especially people that are some that are up there that people are looking up to, some with positions and all walks of life anyway. And my name is BAKARY, MANNEH, fondly called Big Sam, and today I bring and host another youth activist or a youth leader for that matter, who at the West Coast region is now. Ladies and gentlemen, and of course my wonderful viewers out there, welcome. My guest today is no other than Amadou Camara. Amadou Camara, meanwhile, is the youth chairperson of West Coast region youth, that is regional youth committee, elect for that matter. So he's been elected in the office. Now Amadou is the new youth chairperson, regional chairperson of West Coast region. Amadou, welcome to exclusive interview Atlantic TV.
Thank you, Big Sam.
But I struggle to get you, man.
Yeah.
I know you go to some.
Yeah, sometimes not very easy.
And I can see Fadi here. This is the Fonyi Festival stuff.
Yeah. That's Fonyi Agency for Rural Development.
For Rural Development.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. Welcome to exclusive interview, Amadou.
Thank you, Big Sam. And finally, I'm here today.
Oh, you are here. I'm so happy to host you.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on, as we normally do on this program, traditionally, before we start program, we'll give you the advantage and also give you the chance to, greet your people, youth of West Coast region, your workplace, your family, etc. You can say hi to them.
Yeah, thank you very much, Big Sam. And I'm saying a big hi to all the wonderful viewers out there, and equally to the young people of West Coast region, the young people that I will always be proud of. These are the people very, very much passionate about youth matters. These are people that are always very passionate about their development and growth. And equally seeing West Coast as a region up there in all areas, in all aspects. And over the years, I think the bar has been set very, very high in the area of sports, in the area of education, and all areas. We've seen young people of West Coast celebrating each other, supporting each other. So I'm saying a big hi to you, and also looking forward for a better and more good collaboration as far as youth and issues around West Coast region youth matters are concerned. And to my friends and family, loved ones, well-wishers, I'm saying hi to you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Was my host, like I said, Amadou Camara. He is the elected new, of course, regional youth committee. Meanwhile, Amadou, today is my birthday, so I have to say happy birthday to me. So you guys wish me well, huh?
Oh yeah, happy
as
birthday.
you can see, everywhere, everybody, big time of people, huh?
Yeah,
guys, I thank you so much, Gambia. I cannot just explain.
You are international, and I think I'm also privileged, on your very birthday.
Exactly, and
I'm becoming your
so it's like you are waiting for my birthday to come.
Yeah, to come, exactly. So on behalf of the young people of West Coast region,
okay,
we're saying happy birthday to Big Sam.
Thank you so much. Well appreciated, huh?
Thank you.
Moving on, Amadou, as the regional youth chairperson, can we know who is Amadou Camara, the elect regional youth chairperson? Amadou born where, etc. Let us know something about.
Yeah, Amadou Camara is a small boy born and brought up in a small community in West Coast region, Sibanor, Fonyi Bintang Karanai district, West Coast region. The area where I am born is fondly called, or officially is called Bunyadu, and people around West Coast region and Sibanor will call it Bakukulu. So that is the area.
Bakukulu.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
So that is where I am from, in Fonyi Bintang Karanai district. So, but the name Bakukulu is traditional.
Oh, okay.
But officially, it's called Bunyadu. And when we say sometimes Bunyadu, it's not in North Bank, but in West Coast region, in Fonyi in particular, just there at Sibanor. So that's why I am brought up, and I am schooled in Sibanor.
Okay.
You know, school, when I finished my upper basic there in Sibano, then I moved to New York, where I did my senior secondary, and some part of my senior secondary was completed in St. Vincent in Bikama here, where I live in Jamisa
Okay.
for quite a long time. And then from there, I joined the teaching field as an unqualified teacher, posted in CRR in Bansang, to be precise. Then after I joined the Gambia College, I did PTC. You know, I was almost all my PTC time. Then it was called the distant learning. So we will be in the school system for the time of the school, and then when school closed, we will come back to the college. So during that time, I was in Brikama Ba. I did 3 years there. Then there I am posted in. After my qualification PTC, I was posted in Banjul, Mohammedan. Then that is where I am until now.
Right.
Then after my PTC, I went back to the college again to study do my advance. From there, I went back to Banjul. So I am West Coast wa Banjul, more or less. Because since 2017,
Yeah.
I have lived in Banjul. So
Wow.
so in short, from there, I become the district youth chairperson for Fonyi Bintang Karanai. From there, I served my 2 terms as district youth chairperson for Fonyi Bintang. If you understand the youth structure, after every 2 years there is a congress. So
Okay. Before we touch that, a little qualification during your time. You have a PTC or what was the qualification?
the qualification.
You got it along. Yeah, I know you're in Bank. Because you know it's a little course. Like okay, when you finish college, what the qualification you having right now?
Yes. Anyway, I think if I want to go through that, it might consume a lot of our time.
No.
Yeah. So
Just-
after my PTC, I went back to college. I did my advanced diploma in education primary.
Okay.
So when I finished that, I went back to the school system. But aside from the academics, I also did some other small courses.
Okay.
Around, you know, I did IT, you know, at the Nice Gambia, we call it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
It was so famous.
Yes. The one they had a branch in Brikama, that's where we did. Thanks to Fonyi Dinding Bantama then, and now Fonyi Dinding, they sponsored that program. We did the IT course, you know, and I did some other leadership courses with the Gambia Teachers Union, and at the union level, I am also GTU regional chairperson of Region 1. Yeah, so those are the things.
Those are some of the
Yeah,
things.
some-
Well, thank you very much. It's exclusive, and we are with Amadou Camara, the new chairperson, or let's say chairperson of West Coast Regional Youth Committee. Amadou, aside from that, when and how do you start the youth work? And this is where you will bring those things. So let's know the road that you come. How did it come? Are you inspired? How does it come to you? And how did the journey start?
Yeah, personally, my youth work started in my primary school. During my primary school time, I joined the Red Cross, you know. So it was there, then I get more exposure outside. So I was involved in a lot of youth work during the Red Cross days, you know. So from there, I see to it that, wow, the experience is much, because one, I learned a lot of things, you know. Red Cross taught me about first aid, you know, dissemination in first aid, disaster management. In fact, when I studied disaster with the Red Cross, it was a 10-day course I did with them. So after my certificate, I've been certified. Then I came back to Sibano. Then I was working with the NDMA, Disaster Management Agency. You know, I even worked with them as a volunteer in West Coast, in Fonyi Bintang. I served as a focal person for them.
Okay.
So that was where I also got the inspiration. It was free, and I enjoyed doing it. You know, at the level of the community, I was involved in a lot of community-led organizations and community initiatives. So I said to her that this is my part that I do. I enjoy serving in the youth sector, and also especially things that have to do with volunteerism.
Okay.
So until this time that I co-founded the Sibano Red Cross Home Link. So when we found this, at some point we became the West Coast Regional Red Cross Committee, the executive committee. We serve at the youth commission of the West Coast Regional Youth Committee. So that was where the inspiration came. Okay. So the issue of the youth committee came up, and at the time, unfortunately for me, I do not take over from any existing executive in Fonyi Bintang.
Okay.
So when I heard about the district congress, I started to find out, and there was none. So I was saying, wow, this is very much ridiculous. So I equally started to mobilize some young people around me, you know, that were able to come up, you know, and some of them today they are doing very well. You know, part of the people that I was able to talk to is now, in fact, our youth parliamentarian. You know, the current chairperson is another person who we are able to talk to, and we brought one or two people around. In fact, to have an established executive committee for Fonyi Bintang, it was difficult for us at the time. It was, I can say, some boys will tell me, a 3-man committee, because everything that comes is the 3. So, but thank God, the last Congress, we see young people coming up. So that was something that I liked a lot, you know. So after my first term, after the 2 years in office for Fonyi Bintang, I came again. And
as the head of the youth?
Yes, the youth district youth chairperson.
Exactly.
So after my first year, and then I came up again, then we had. So the authorities within Fonyi Bintang, we had a very good working relationship. You know, and during our time also, these were like the 2020, 2021, you know, that time was election period, and you know, when, you know, issues around elections, especially in Fonyi, the diversity there, you know, so many things and issues came up, but we were able to work together with the politicians, with the authorities within Fonyi Bintang, the NAMs, you know, the various heads of political camps, the chief. It was nice, you know, and including the high command of the police and other security forces that were existing within the area. It was so amazing, and it was a very great learning, or let me say learning points for me, and things that I learned a lot along, you know, dealing with various different political parties. And at some point, some others will be pinpointing you, say you are supporting this party, you are in this other group. But at the end of the day, those that you deal with as leaders were able to see what you put to them, that you can support what you want to, who you want to support, to any length. But the peacefulness of the people, you need to safeguard that. And we were able to achieve that greatly. Any camp that we talk to, they listen to us. So those are the things at the level of Fonyi Bintang. So when it comes, my term has finished, because you cannot, there is a 2-term limit.
Okay.
So the young people of West Coast region said, Amadou, you are going, you are phasing out, but we want you to come and take. And this is something, honestly, took me by surprise, Big Sam.
Okay.
I never sat and think that I will become a youth chairperson for West Coast.
For West Coast,
it has never, something that has never came to me. So when, so when the young people said this, initially I found it very interesting, and if I am honest with you, something that I rejected initially.
Oh yeah?
So yes, I rejected. Those that knows about it are listening. I'm on media.
Okay.
They know, yes, initially he rejected it. He said no. But then I felt guilty to come and serve, and you say no, what would it replicate? So I ended up agreeing, and then I went to the polls and I was elected unopposed. And that also tells me that the challenge is huge. Young people, nobody came to contest, you know, because they said it's you, everybody endorses. So the challenge is huge, Big Sam. So in short, that is the journey.
That is the journey.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. A very well articulated or very well detailed way, Amadou. Thank you so much. Moving on, yes. In your deliberations, you talk about you come, because it's like everybody have prepared the ground for you. How does that day, how were you elected? How does that day, give us a little, and you were ushered in the office. A little bit on that.
Yes, Big Sam, honestly, like that word is apt. I was prepared and like come and take. That was how it
oh yeah?
was. Yeah, oh yes. That was
give us a subset of that.
That was how it was, you know.
Okay.
You know, that was this fine day, you know, these boys came around and said, look, chairman, you know, we used to call each other chairman.
Okay.
We were chairman at the level of the district.
Okay.
But we want you to become our next youth chairperson. You know the outgoing, the chairperson that is there, Lamin Sane, somebody that I will always be proud of. Lamin Sane has taken the the issues of youth representation in West Coast to a very high level.
Yeah. He was the other time.
He has set the bar very, very high, and it becomes very challenging to anybody, like especially me, who is coming as a successful immediate one. For that matter, it's going to be very, very much challenging, considering the space that he has, the pace that he has set, the issues of youth representation. People have known West Coast Regional Youth Committee thanks to his leadership, thanks to his leadership in making sure that West Coast Region Youth Committee is up there. Everybody within the region has known that there is an existing youth committee representing us. So when they came and they were like, yes, you have to. So like a team was set up. Okay, I said, so how about this position? No, don't mind, somebody is there. How about this, somebody there? So everything is made it here.
Everything was...
I was like, then let's go. So that is how we get there. And obviously, I got the support of the young people.
Okay.
Yes, when I went to the Congress, everybody was like, Chairman. I said, but I'm not yet Chairman. I said, yes, but it's a democratic process, so somebody can easily raise up his hand and say, I am interested, I will go for Congress.
Exactly.
They say, no, that will not happen here.
But before the entire committee, there was nobody that was find the post.
No, that
was only, when you were mentioned, it was only you.
Yes, I have nobody. Yes, up to the Congress Day. You know, as they said, like, there is no small politics, no small position.
Exactly.
So at some point the nervousness would be there. So,
I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know who will come up here. So when it was announced, nominations are open for the position of chairperson.
Yeah.
You know, and somebody raised up his hand and said, I nominate Amadou Camara to become the youth chairperson for West Coast. I said, wow, this is real.
Okay.
You know, and there was no other person who also came up to say, I also nominate another.
Yeah.
Only, yes, somebody seconded the nomination and I was asked, I said yes. I said yes. And the nominations were still open and nobody else nominated another person. Talk less of nominating another person to decline. So that was how, so it's like the chairperson of the NYC announces that Amadou is duly elected, and I was like, wow, so this is true. So honestly, and the tax was huge, and the expectations are high, and we expect to do our utmost best to deliver to the young people.
So don't you think, Amadou, is due to your groundwork from the district that got the confidence and of the youths and the people around, so that I mean, there's a good work to speak for itself. Don't you think that was why you were coached to come, and when you come, there was no one said, everybody was satisfied that yes, it's Amadou, it's Amadou?
Yes, I know the decision must have come out of goodwill and also certain considerations.
Okay.
I know they must have looked at so many things as a body, and equally when they look at those things and they said, okay, this guy is somebody that can succeed Lamin, because looking at his track record, looking at his work he has been doing at the level of his district and also West Coast as a region, I think he's somebody that we can always call on to come and continue the work that we have been doing. So I know that those are some of the considerations. I may not know actually what are the few things that they looked at, but I know those are some things that they look at. And I am somebody who is also very much passionate with issues around West Coast region, you know.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
issues of West Coast region. Mom, I am always in front to make sure that we push the agenda. I see the region and I make sure this is the region that I hail from. This is the region that I am coming from, and I am always ready to share my every experience, to do my utmost best to make sure that the region is highly represented. Yeah.
Exclusive interview live on Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. My name is BAKARY, MANNEH, once again, Fondly Big Sam, and my host is Amadou Camara, the chairperson of the West Coast Regional Youth, of course, Committee. Moving on, as the head of as the chairperson of the West Coast Regional Youth Chair, what are your responsibilities? Like, let me put it like this: what is your day-to-day work regarding your office?
Yes, thank you very much, Big Sam. I add international there. Big Sam International.
Thank you.
Yes. If you look at the West Coast Regional Youth Committee, our structures, there was an act of parliament that said that establishes the National Youth Council. And aside from the National Youth Council, it has regional structures and equally the district structures. So the NYC board is a combination of a chairperson who is appointed by the Minister of Youth and Sports, and now each region there is an elected regional youth chairperson who sits in that board. So in the 7 administrative regions of the Gambia have their have their regional chairpersons who sits at that board. And now that board is where we have the National Youth Council. So the executive director of the National Youth Council also sits at the board. So now the board is represented by each of these district. Each of these region. Anyway, I'm not yet inaugurated as a regional chairperson. Okay. So the viewers will excuse me because I'm mentioning district. Okay. Because I'm coming from the district right now. So with time I know I will succumb to the name regional. Regional, okay. Yeah. So that is it. So our work is to coordinate youth affairs. If you look at the act, okay, that is what it's saying. We coordinate youth affairs at the level of the region. So we serve as link between the NYC and the youth of the region. You know, okay. So at the level of the region, Ministry of Youth and Sports have their staffs there, okay, that are stationed. Okay. So they are the technocrats. They are the key technical advisors to the youth structure. So we are elected officials. So we, the politicians, serve as the governance arm of the council. Okay. So we manage the young people. We coordinate all the youth groups that are within the region, the district youth committees that are there. We call them the DYC. So that is what we do as a region. So we coordinate their affairs, make sure we create opportunities, and go and provide the links between the young people of our region and the various stakeholders out there. So the youth committees, or even sometimes at individual level, a young youth can come from West Coast region and say, Chairman, this and this is what I want to do, and this is what I plan, and we create the environment for them, link them with various stakeholders that are relevant to what they come from, of what they actually need. Okay. So that is our day-to-day work. We do not stay. We do not have an office where we station to say this is our office where we go to work every day. No. So that is the level of the office. There are staffs of the Ministry of Youth and Sports that are there. Any day you go there, you will meet them, and we will always liaise with them. So at the level of looking at the structures, each district has a chairperson, and that chairperson sits at the regional youth committee. So those are at the level of the region. So those youth chairpersons from the districts highlight the issues that surrounds their districts, and we will take it up and give it a regional approach, and then we deal it. Those are the things that we do.
Yeah. Awesome. Before we end, and this is my point on this platform. This time I want you to give us the advice from the youth. What would be your most important message to the youths of West Coast region, by extension to the Gambia, positively?
Thank you, Big Sam. And this is something that I will always like to talk about. Looking at the Gambia as a nation, the young people out there are the key players of each nation. And the Gambian youth are not in absentia in making sure that our country is up there. So for the young people of West Coast region, and this may not be only for the young people of West Coast region, but equally the youth of the Gambia, let's see our development. Let's like ourselves more than we like any other person. When I say this, I mean our development, our growth should be something that we are all interested in, making sure that we push the agenda of our development, not pushing a single agenda of a single individual out there. 2026 is fast approaching, and I'm advising all the young people, I'm suggesting this to all the young people. We are the key drivers. If you look at the statistics of the IEC, it will tell you that almost close to 60% of the registered voters are young people. So that tells you that you have a very big say in who becomes your leaders in various areas. So please, young people, join political parties. Young people, become members of any movement or any other political party. But the peace and tranquility of this nation must not be compromised. And you are the key players in that. So make sure that it does not matter who you support, it does not matter where you belong to, but make sure that genuinely support the individual. No selfishness, no individualism. Please, the young people of this country, the young people of West Coast region, let's support our political heads. Let's support each other in making sure that this country is out there. Make sure that this country is up there. When we are inaugurated in the office as a chairperson, I know we will come up with a lot of initiatives that I know the young people of West Coast will be willing to support, and the people in West Coast region, the authorities ranging from the office of the governor and the office of the chairperson of the Kama Area Council, I know we would have a lot of support from these areas in terms of both the political will and also financially to make sure that the agenda of the young people is pushed to the level that we all want. So please, the young people of West Coast region, I am saying this not for any other reason, but for the purpose of development. Let's push the agenda of our development. Let's support our leaders. Let's support them genuinely. Let's support our political parties. Let's support them genuinely. You can be a member of any political party, but you do not have a right to castigate or to see another person who supports another part that the person is not genuine. The right you have to support your party is the same right another person too has to support his party. So let's all support our parties and make sure that we do what is necessary when it's time to vote. And after that, we all preach peace. We preach peace, we talk peace. That is what will take this country forward. And the complaints around dekabi dara fi nekul fi femmantra yimbanko kang, sometimes to me I feel is not genuine. You have to do an effort. Let us not sit and say the country is not supporting the young people. Do something, have an initiative. If it is not supported, then you and I will all add our voice to make sure that we see to it that you are supported. And if you are not supported, we will say you are not supported because you have something very, very genuine, something very good on the table that the government or stakeholders can support and they do not support. But in the absence of that, we cannot say we are not supported if we are not bringing something on the table. So we ought to bring something on the table before we could say we are not supported. West Coast region is diverse and there are a lot of opportunities that we can do, and there are a lot of things that we can do as a region. So I think we need to knock on doors, and if the doors are not open, we lace and we make sure that we knock on the relevant doors to make sure that they are open for us and the opportunities are created for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amadou. What a brilliant one. I love that part. Time is gone finally before we go.
Yes, my final words would be to thank you for inviting me to this TV show, and I'm sure this would not be my last.
No, of course not.
Yeah, this will not be on my last, and we will look forward to more partnership in the areas of developing the young people. And if you would need more other young influential young people in this region, you can always list to have them so that we also have their views and perspective in the area of young youth development. But like I said, the young people, please, let's look for more opportunities. Let's knock on them. There are a lot of them out there that we can always knock. Not all of us will put on suit and tie and sit behind tables in the offices and do one or two things. But nowadays we have seen the Ministry of Higher Education are doing very well in the area of TVEC. So we can always go out there. A lot of sponsored work, a lot of sponsor packages are coming where you don't even need to pay anything. You just need to go to school, study the area. After your study, you are given a startup capital, you start up something. So those are things that we can do as youth. It cannot all be complaints every day. Sometimes we complain too much, and without doing much effort. So, but those that are also doing much effort and much is not also done to them, we will join you to be whistleblowers of some of those things. And we call on the government to make sure that they add the budget in terms of budget. When it comes to budgeting, sometimes it will be disheartening. You said my final words.
Yeah.
Sometimes it will be disheartening if you look at the budget. The final is highlighted. You see the Minister of Youth and Sport. Their budget is very meager.
So let the government come and put more.
Yes, and more. Yes, because looking at the Minister of Youth and Sport, it may be a small ministry, but the people that they deal with are 60% or so of the country's population. So that tells you that they are dealing with a great number.
So let's please try to...
Our members out there at the National Assembly should look at it. When the ministry's budget comes, you should definitely consider the number they are dealing with as a ministry.
Thank you so much, Amadou. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And like you said, this is not going to be first and last. And of course, we will be dealing with some of these people to come and also tell their views. Thank you so much for coming. Well, that ends the exclusive interview. Well, like I said, I'm BAKARY MANNEH Big Sam, the host, and Amadou Camara, the chairperson of the West Coast Regional Youth Committee, was my guest on this program. Big thanks to my favorite cameraman, Edward Nohabaji. Of course, Aliu Badra is gone, but of course, big thanks to the one and only Fatima. Tima, thank you. And Matar Job, of course, Liga behind the scene. Thank you so much from me, Big Sam. Thank you so much, and bye.